Hey guys, it's Rudy with Smile AZ Photobooth. Exciting news for our company. We finally got our Tortilla 360 booth from Photobooth Supply Co. So today I'm going to do an unboxing video. Stay tuned. Thank you. So the box came very well packaged. I'm just going to cut open this top layer here. So this definitely has some weight to it. It's definitely a good sign of quality material and workmanship. The case is wrapped in a nice thick layer of protective plastic. I'm going to take that off. So I did recently get the email from Photobooth Supply Co. about the defects with the cases. So I thought that was really nice of them to acknowledge that they had a defect in the cases and they wanted to do the right thing and send out a better quality product. But right off the bat, this case seems really good. The material is really thick, nice and sturdy. Very nice stitching. The handles feel robust and doesn't feel like it's going to rip anytime soon. Everything is reinforced where it needs to be. And I actually don't see any wrinkles that they were talking about on this case in particular. I might have got lucky. So the case, super nice. Very thick padding. You can tell it's going to really do a good job at protecting the 360 booth. And yeah, this case looks really nice. Maybe a little bit of defects here. Some slight wrinkling right here in this region, but other than that, it's really clean. Very attractive case that's going to do a good job of protecting this investment. So I'm going to bring you guys in closer and we'll get this thing opened up. Let me stand it up for you. So this has wheels on all the sides. So this is just a demo of how easy it is to transport this thing. I can easily roll this along, no issues, and it feels very sturdy. This handle here is very well reinforced with, looks like 4 rivets in here. So I'll bring you guys in closer, but yeah, the case is really nice. So the only flaw I could see in this case is this little wrinkle right here. You can see that on camera. And really, if you run your finger across it, you can barely feel anything. Other than that little area right there, there's a better angle of it. The case itself is almost flawless to me. So, you know, those defects that they were finding might have been on a case-by-case basis. But here you got a QR code that will tell you how to assemble the tortilla. That's very nice and handy if you're training someone new on this process. I know I'll probably be referring to that a lot. And you have this tag here that just goes over some assembly guidance as well. And then this has a nice Velcro strap right there to secure this zipper. Let me go ahead and cut that. So yeah, it's got that Velcro patch right there. Then these zippers come down. And that reveals the booth itself. So there's an inside shot of the booth, very well protected on all sides. You have the booth here and the arm here tucked away nicely in a plastic sleeve. Let's check out the other side of the case. So here I'm going to pull this zipper down. This also has a little Velcro patch right there. All right, let's see what we got in here. This is a nice touch for the case. They utilized all real estate on this case. And in here, let's see what we got. This is your phone holder. You have 1, 2 remotes. You have your power adapter. And it also comes with 4 AA batteries for those remotes. That's a nice touch. In here, you got your power cord. That looks like plenty of length. And down here at the bottom, there is a sticker that says "Watch your step." I'll have to peel that out here later. But there's a lot of storage in here for different accessories. You could add a lot more than what it came with. So that's very nice. And then again, all the handles are very well padded. They have Velcro on them as well. And they're riveted in nicely. And down here, when you're trying to lift this into your car, there's also very nice handles here with Velcro. Same here on this side. And it's got the wheels that are screwed into the case, so very, very robust, very well thought out. It's got easy access on all movements. So that's the case laid out open. I'm gonna take out the booth now. So I got the case all unraveled, and I'm gonna pull out the booth now for the very first time. So me personally, I don't have any experience in the 360 world. I am a photo booth operator. I have 2 salsas and 1 guac. So I'm very familiar with the Photobooth Supply Co atmosphere. And honestly, I was never really intrigued by owning a 360 until I saw the ad come out for the release of this Tortilla booth. And I was really blown away by the simplicity of it, the way it looked, and just the idea of having a complete Photobooth Supply Co ecosystem with my photo booth company. And I thought, what better time to add this to my lineup than now? Because we service the Tucson, Arizona area, and just based on the local market, 360 is it's popular, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of companies that are offering it. And so I wanted to add that to my selection of services. And so this was just a good timing. I thought it was a good opportunity to jump into this and to check it out and see what it has to offer and just see what kind of reception it would get here in Tucson. So you saw how easy that was to roll out of the case. What's nice is this piece right here, the case is very well padded. So it just rolls right on top of that, and then you lay it down flat like a tortilla. So on first impressions, this thing is pretty robust and beefy. It's definitely got some weight to it. It does not feel cheap at all. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm about 5'7", weigh about 205 pounds. And this thing is solid. It's not moving or rocking at all. Oh, a little bit right there, but I haven't adjusted the feet at the bottom. So yeah, this thing is very well built and solid. Easily, I could fit, just on the look of it, 3 people comfortably, 4 people if you squeeze them in. But very nice. I'll take you guys in for a closer look. So this is an up-close look at the 360 booth. You'll see here in detail, the platform has like this honeycomb design. Kind of has a little bit of grip to it, and you can feel it. Not quite like sandpaper, but definitely a nice durable finish that you can tell it's going to hold up nicely to abuse. It's got some Allen head bolts here that bolt the platform to the chassis, 6 of them. And then underneath here, we got our power inputs, and this is the arm that swings around. Very nice movement on the arm. Nothing is binding or grinding. Feels very smooth. And just by watching previous videos, to attach the arm, it should just be the push of this button right here. You push that in, and then you push the arm inward, and I'll get to that point here in a minute. At the bottom here, we have these little rubber feet that are adjustable. So when I first stood on that platform, it did wobble just a little bit, but I could tell right there that's probably the reason why that foot was not fully put on the ground to level it. So you have multiple adjustment points for making sure the booth is completely level and flat. Let's tilt this up a little bit. So this is what the underside of the booth looks like. And Brandon Wong in his videos talked about this silicone pad right here that's going to help stabilize the booth to the floor and make sure it doesn't slip on you. Very nice touch. You can see here some of the welds. All the hardware at the bottom that protects the internal circuitry of the booth and the motors. But very clean layout, very nice design. And again, it's got weight to it to make it feel definitely durable, but I wouldn't call it heavy. So again, when you roll out the booth, it's really nice because this piece here is padded nicely, so the booth just slides on out onto that. So I'm going to take out the arm here. And I don't know if you could see that on camera, but there's a little housing that the arm slides into. I did not know that. I never caught that in other videos. But yeah, you'll see the arm just slides right in there. It's got a home of its own. Fits in there perfectly. That's a very nice touch. And inside here, the case is very well padded all the way around. The inside has like a felt lining on both sides to further protect your investment. And all the way in the back here is like a hard plastic piece that kind of provides a backing for the booth to rest on. So let me get this arm unpackaged, and then we'll slap it on the booth. So the arm comes nicely packaged as well. I'm excited to add this to my selection of package options for my photo booth company. Very excited to learn the new software and for the release of the Fiesta software. All right, so I'll bring you guys in closer again for the install of this arm. All right, so I tried to do this with one hand, but it's kind of difficult. I'm just going to show you or explain to you what's going to happen here. So that silver button, this guy here, this pushes down, and then this piece of the arm clicks into there. And again, I can't do it with one hand. So yeah, when you push that arm into there, that silver piece will pop back up, which was what's going to lock the arm into place. And then everything is very well laid out and situated for you. They even labeled the arm here this side up, so you know which side faces up. It's got your safety warning here. Spinning arm motion may cause serious injuries, requires adult supervision. You definitely want to cover all your bases from a safety standpoint. And then what's nice here is they give you instructions on how to pivot this arm to get your proper angle that you want for your videos. And it tells you the angles here as well. So right now the arm is facing straight up, pretty much in a 90 degree. So if step one is to twist the knob, and then step two is to pull the knob out. So I'm going to back that out and pull it out. So as you can see, when you back the knob out and pull it out, you could now pivot the arm. So I moved it to about 110. That seems to be a nice angle to get a good shot. And then this knob here, if you turn it counterclockwise, you should now be able to there you go. So now the arm is fully installed, and this is the mounting system for the phone mount. But just looking at the arm itself, that's how it looks. Very nice, very simple process. Just one button click to lock the arm in, and then a couple twists of the knobs here to dial in your angle, and a couple twists of this knob to dial in the height of your arm. And so as I practice more with this booth, I'll find what settings work best for me in my application, and I'll share that with you, what I find that seems to work the best. All right, so we got our phone mount here. So this piece will screw into this piece. So the phone mount mounts really easily. You just place it on top of this bracket and turn this to tighten it. And then this will pivot depending on which orientation you want your phone. So for our application, I believe it's going to hold the phone vertically. So I'm going to turn this knob to lock that in. So this knob here will adjust for the width of your phone. So I'm going to be using an iPhone 14 Pro, and then that locks in your phone. Very simple. And then this knob here will allow you to pivot your phone forward and back to dial in the right angle for the video. And then you just tighten that down once you find where you want it. So that's what that looks like. Very nice, very nice. All right, next step is to provide power to the booth. To do that, we're gonna get the power cord here, and it's gonna plug in right in there. So you definitely want to make sure the cord lays as flat as possible so it doesn't get struck by the arm as it rotates. So that cable just pushes straight in, and then always be mindful of this portion of the cable to make sure it's laying flat and that it's not in any danger of getting struck by the cord as it rotates, or struck by the arm as it rotates. And then the other end of this cord, you'll see it plugs into the power brick, and then this will plug in to your outlet. All right, so I just plugged in the power cord into the wall outlet, and we have our power light indicator on, indicating that the booth now has power to it. So the instructions notify you to do the firmware update upon powering the 360 booth, so that's what I'm going to do now. So the first step after powering on your Tortilla booth is to download the firmware update. So to do that, you go to the App Store and search Tortilla booth. I found it here, so I'm going to hit Get. So once you download the app, it'll take you to what's called the Tortilla dashboard, where it shows you your Tortilla booth and that an update is available. I'm going to click this update button here. Update firmware now. And off we go. So after you cycle your Bluetooth, it'll reconnect to your Tortilla booth, and it'll show you that you're now up to date with the newest firmware. According to this, it's v.0.8.5. So I got the firmware up to date. I popped the included batteries into my Tortilla remote. And of course, the very first time you apply power to this thing, you want to make sure you have clearance 360 degrees around the booth to make sure your arm doesn't accidentally hit into something. So I did that already. As you can see, this can spin freely all the way around. No obstructions there. And so far, it's been a very pleasant experience getting everything set up. Everything is very well built, very easy to follow instructions, very smooth process altogether, and I'm very impressed so far with everything. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the play button on this remote, which is going to initiate the booth. And here, you can see it's got the play, pause, the turtle to slow down the speed of the rotations, and the rabbit to increase, and then you could dial it in further with these fine-tuned adjustments here. So let's give this a spin. All right, so that was one revolution for a video. So if someone was standing on that booth, that would have been one turn on the booth. And I think that was like on a medium speed. So first impressions was that was very smooth, no binding or grinding on those rotations, and everything worked out very well. I did notice some noise from the motor, but I don't believe that would be any kind of issue or cause for concern, because most events that you're going to be at that have a 360 booth, there's probably going to be live music or a DJ that's going to well overpower that noise from the motor. And right now my house is completely silent. I don't have any like TV or music going on in the background to kind of absorb that noise. So it's easy to kind of focus in on that noise of the motor. But yeah, like I said, at any kind of event you would be at, I'm sure you would not even notice that noise whatsoever. So let's try that again at maybe a faster speed or slower speed. So that's the turtle. All right. So this go around, I'm going to actually time how long it takes for one turn on the photo booth. All right, so one turn on the photo booth, I measured roughly 16 seconds from start to finish, and that would be recording the whole time. So right now I don't have the Fiesta software. That's what everyone's waiting for right now, for that release date. And so I might try to dabble with SnapPick to just try to get familiar with the booth in the meantime. That's something I'm gonna be actively working on, just so I can completely immerse myself in the operation of this photo booth. That way, at my first event, I can operate it without any hiccups or malfunction. But overall, the booth is very simple to use, very well built. I'm happily impressed with the quality and the purchase so far. And as far as getting bookings, I'm sure it's gonna pay for itself quickly. I'm gonna advertise that the 360 is ready to rock and roll. Now I just gotta wait for the software to come out and dial in that and get become an expert on that software, and it'll be a nice addition to what I have to offer to the Tucson community. All right, guys, so this is my first turn on the 360. Like I said, it's very stable, very well built. I don't feel like it's gonna rattle around at all. And I haven't adjusted those feet at the bottom just yet, so there is a little bit of wobble, but that would go away once I take the time to tweak those rubber feet at the bottom. So I'm gonna hit the play button and give it a go. There's no iPhone connected to it, so I'm just doing a test run to see what it's like to stand on the booth. So here we go. So I previously measured it. It's about 16 seconds from start to finish. And like Brandon said in his demonstration videos, the arm will start and stop at the exact same location each and every time. That's a very nice feature to kind of know where that's gonna stop. And then also he talked about a feature where if it senses it's gonna hit into something, it'll automatically stop as well. Another great safety feature. So Photobooth Supply Co., from what I can tell so far, they knocked it out of the park with this 360 booth. So just to summarize, I'm very impressed with the Tortilla 360 booth from Photobooth Supply Co. Just from a customer service standpoint, the time they took to acknowledge that the case had some defects in it, although very minor in my opinion, they are going to send out a second case to make it right for the customers. So that is a very nice feature, that we're going to have two cases, and in case one of them gets damaged, we'll have that backup. So I appreciate that from Photobooth Supply Co. Also, the fact that this thing is not very heavy. It's definitely got some weight to it to let you know that it's built very nicely, made out of quality material, but it's not so heavy that you're gonna have to have two people to lift it in and out of a car. In my case, I have a truck, and I can foresee that it's gonna be very simple to lift it into the bed, just because the handle placement on the case was very well thought out. And also the safety features in mind that they put into this, the fact that it starts and stops the arm in the same location, the fact that the arm will stop moving once it hits someone, which I don't have experience with running a 360 booth, but from what I hear, it's almost bound to happen at some point. But it's nice to know that, you know, it's not a huge heavy arm swinging around, and if it does accidentally hit someone, God forbid, you know, it's going to stop right then and there and not continue to spin and damage, cause injury to people or the equipment itself. And then also, I forgot to mention about the brake pad that they talked about. So I guess one of the problem points on 360 booths is sometimes people can step on the arm where it connects to the booth. Photobooth Supply Co. built in a brake pad that kind of cushions that in case someone steps on it. It's going to prevent the arm from bending all the way down and breaking. So very well thought out features. Super sturdy material. It's got slight grip to it. So, you know, when people walk on it with shoes or high heels or whatever, you know it's going to stand up to that very nicely. And then the overall aesthetic of it, I love how it's a very clean and simple setup, and that it matches with all the other photo booths that I currently have, which are the Salsa and the Guac and Chips. So from a photo booth owner standpoint, it's nice to have a cohesive look with all your rental units. I'm very happy about that. And The only thing that's left to do is just learn that software, the Fiesta software, once it comes out. Once that happens, I'm going to immerse myself in that and become an expert on that software and an expert on the 360 booth. And I'm excited to take this out for a spin on our first event. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, please leave comments in the sections below. And please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.